said it's overcast, so anyway, it is what it is. So let's make this a quieting day, dwelling inside. I'm going to do my best not to over chat you up. I do always try and give good instructions, options, and directions, but I know I blabber a lot. It's authentic me, and that's what I am. So, okay. So I will do the best I can. Hi, Bev. To not over chat. I will set you into poses, and then my hope is that you would, as I shed my little socks here, you will find the quietness in each pose or series of poses. So I have a couple of blocks. You see at the long end is my mat, or the short end of my mat. It might be prudent today for you to have the mat situated like me as you're looking at your device. But if that doesn't work for your space, it's okay. You could do it either way. It's just that we're going to be doing something on one side and something on the other side. So, okay, that said, I have my pillow. I'm going to go take a seat. I invite you to take a seat as well. See if I can scoot this over just a little so we don't have the wall in your view without disturbing my little setup here. Okay, I do have my lights. Aren't those nice? So my little tree lights. So let's come to Samastiti. So I'm sitting on my squishy pillow in what's called Sukhasana. Now, sitting cross-ankled isn't great for everybody, so feel free to sit in a chair, sit on your knees, sit with your legs extended, and support your back with your hands here, or float your palms up using a mudra gesture. We're just going to center, just come to the moment, come to be present. Some of us may have the pitter-patter of rain around us, and some of us may just feel the pitter-patter of our heart. So you can leave your eyes opened, lowered, or closed, and then tune into the breath, such that it is this morning. Perhaps the nasal passages are available. Lift the spine, relax the shoulders, dwell within. So as always, as you take in the sensations of your body as it feels today, anything going on with your back, your knees, your hips, your wrist, you should honor those. See if you can work through them, but not into pain. So this is not about pain. This is about you being authentic to you. So waiting is always an option. Let's open up the eyes. Lift the spine nice and tall. Stretch the arms to the sides of your space. Relax the neck and shoulders. Maybe turning your palms up. As you extend yourself through crown of head, and then as the heart lifts, the arms will also lift. Maybe your focus lifts. Join the palms, cultivate the attitude of gratitude, bow the head, walk your hands forward of your body. So if you're in straight legs, you may just be a little bit. If you're seated in a chair, you may just lean out a little bit. So let's just take a little bit of Uttanasana. Walk your hands back up. For those of us who do have crossed ankles, we're going to change the orientation. If you're using an option, that's okay. Get nice and tall. Once more, extend. Lift up. Join palms. Walk forward. Return to your seated position, placing your right hand off to the side of your body. Fingertips will do fine, knuckles if you prefer. Lift the spine, open your left arm as we face one another, and then just simply wave at me. So go mindful, see how things are feeling in the upper torso. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's sustain the lateral lean. So as you lift open, see how far the arm can go, and that you're not peeking under, that you're really open. Push on the floor, left hand down, right arm waves. So sustain the lateral lean, support yourself with your hand, open your body. Be aware of the differences on each side. Pushing on the floor and returning center. Moving the hands onto the shoulders, a few circles each way. So I'm going to load into the upper body. You can stay as you are. I'm going to turn sideways. I think it's going to be easier for you to see. Palms generally point fingers toward the feet. I know that can be an issue doing this. So if you'd rather be on your knuckles with your thumbs pointing forward, you'll have the same shoulder alignment. But if you have to put your hands some other way, I understand. So my knees are bent and feet are hip distance apart. Without lifting my hips, I'm just going to lift my chest, see if I can straighten the elbows, and release. Do this a few times. And I'm going to move up to what's called the table pose. Don't feel that you have to lift your hips. Keep repeating what we've been doing. Using your breath. I'm going to stay up on my last one. Then lower down and move my feet to Bandha Konasana, cobbler's pose, bottom of the feet together. Use your hands to sit up on your sit bones. You see I kind of wiggle around. Use the hands to move forward. And then bow your head. It's okay to move the hands forward. Roll yourself up. Fold your legs up. It doesn't matter which leg. Put one of your legs out. Hold on to the bent leg. The arm of the bent leg, again, doesn't matter which way you're oriented, will go behind you to help prop you up. And then just a gentle look over that shoulder. Slowly return, swap out the legs, hold on, sit tall, whichever knee is up, that arm goes back. Look over the back shoulder. Returning center and moving over onto hands and knees. So you will want to face short end of your mat. I'm going to remove my pillow. So a little for the upper body. So we'll work from the knees. Those of you needing some knee padding, go ahead and either pull your mat up or bring that pillow or towel or blanket back under your knees. So the palms or the knuckles, we keep the shoulders down. We lean forward with the heart. We lower ourselves down. We lift our bum up and push back up. We'll do this about 5 rounds. You can watch the first one and then join in for the others. So I come to my knees. I lead with my heart going down. I lift up my hips and go back up. I lead with the heart going down. I lift up my hips and go back up. I lead with the heart. I try 2 more. On your hands and knees, and with regard to your toes, backing the hips up. Returning forward onto the forearms, letting the toes take the weight of the body, chin up. Yes, you may put your knees down. Go ahead and softly come down on the mat, relax the feet, create a pillow with your hands. Bending the knees, be a little careful with your back as you let those knees sway from side to side. Laying the feet down, turning the toes under from your knees or from your toes, hands under your shoulders or down, hips up. Do the best to push off the mat, and let's come to our first downward dog. Lift your hips, stepping small forward. Shall we make the first one a bent knee dog? Let's. Return to your hands and knees, again using any padding necessary. Right arm forward, left leg back, breathe in. Elbow and knee come together, breathe out. Reaching and extending bird dog, breathe in. Do one more. Child's pose. Relax the feet, relax your arms. Another downward dog. Let's walk this dog. Return to all fours. Now it's the left arm, right leg's turn. Breathing in, reaching out. Breathing out, tucking together. To child's pose. On your way to downward dog, if you have pillows or blankets or anything, cast them off to the side. Move to your down dog. Try and straighten the legs, may or may not happen. Stand on one leg, lift the other leg. Switch your legs. Repeat the first side. On to the second side. Both heels rise high, bend the knees, look forward, walk, step, or jump up to the front of your mat. Rolling up, squeeze the pillow, roll yourself, head down. Check your blood pressure. Set your shoulders down. So now we stand in Tadasana. Bandha's breath, excellent posture. Take a large step out to the length of your mat, such that your feet are parallel with the edges of the mat. How far should the legs go? You know the answer. The reaching of the arms and the pointing of the hands down. So not inside, not outside, just right, Goldilocks. Release the arms. Now, you don't need blocks or anything in front, but if you had something you wanted to put your hands on, you could. Otherwise, you have your legs. So, taking the thumbs to the small of my back. Bandha, bandha. Lift the heart. Exhale, slide the hands just above the knees. Lean your heart forward, bring your head forward. Imagine there's a giant pillow between the legs as you hold the pillow. Lean into your toes and say hello to the hamstrings. Rising up, put the thumbs back at the small of the back. Roll the shoulders back and lift the heart. Watch your blood pressure. Breathing out, sliding the hands again above the knees. Notice the elbows are straight. It's bookshelf pose. Squeezing the giant pillow one last time, coming up. Now I'm going to go below my knees. You just go where you can go, but do keep your legs straight. As you exhale, sliding the hands, either leaving above the knees or going over the knees to the shins, to the ankles, or onto the mat. Squeeze that giant pillow. Move the hands back for support. As you rise up one last time, inhale, lift. Watch your blood pressure. Exhale, downward down is for you. Could be here, over the knees, shins, mat. Lean into your toes. Squeeze the pillow, mindfully rise with the support that you need. Weight here. Now as I hinge forward, both hands go to the right leg and I bend the right knee. So I want weight equal across the foot and I'm going to drop my hips. So you may not go very far. You may be the person who has a block that they could go a little further and lean on the block. Or if you didn't have a block, maybe you can access the floor. So try and keep the heels down and keep the knee open and open the inner thighs. Make your way over to the other side, either by walking across the floor or coming up on your legs. Bringing yourself center, hands on your thighs, giant pillow squeeze, and rise up. Walking those feet together, facing the long end of the mat, and then circling the pelvis. Each way a few times. So for about a dozen times, we're just going to go up and down. Each time we'll do a different arm pattern. First one, both arms up and both arms down. Left arm up, both arms down. Right arm up, both arms down. Left arm open, both arms down. Right arm open, both arms down. Both arms go back, both arms come down. Left arm goes back, both arms come down. Right arm goes back, both arms come down, and a big sunburst as you rise, rise, rise. And be Tadasana, be the mountain. So we're going to move into the foundation of Virabhadrasana, warrior. Warrior 1, warrior 2. And then we're going to play with it. So here's where having your blocks might be necessary as I give you the setup. So we're going to be setting up our grounded feet. We'll do the warrior. We'll put a hand behind. We'll go into what would be side angle pose, variation easy. the exalted warrior, back to warrior two, back to side angle pose for those who can go farther, back to warrior two, and then straightening the front leg for exalted warrior again, because I believe your thigh would be liking that. So if you need a block, have it just to the front. If you're facing me this way and you're looking off to the side, that's okay. You can still see what we're doing. So let's come back to that wide stance. That's going to be the basis for us. I'm facing you, so let's go with your orientation of this being the right leg and this being the left leg. Then my instructions will be the same. Your left leg, remember how wide the legs are, very wide, almost to the ends of my mat almost. Turn your left leg slightly in, just a little, so it's not forward, it's a little in. And then reach that arm out, shoulder down, belly in. Turning your right leg, as I move that, outward, and lifting the right arm, and now bend just the front knee as you push into the back foot. Tracking the front knee. This will be the foundation, so let's just stay here a few breaths. Look at the front hand. The hand behind you, your left hand, hides behind your back, the palm is open. Reaching outward, either the hand or the forearm on the front thigh. Top shoulder pulls back, not a whole lot of weight. Rising, keeping the front knee bent and extending your front arm and turning the palm up. The other hand stays behind your back. Exalted warrior. Warrior two. Reaching out. Now here's your options. You can go back to the hand here. You can put your hand inside, use a block if you need to, and take the back arm straight up, and if possible, forward, so you create that side angle pose. Back to warrior two. I'm going to let you straighten that front leg as we do one more. Exalted warrior, and the back hand lightly touches the back leg. Open from the ribs and the hips. Release the arms, turn the toes forward. Pause. So in each pose, we find quiet. If you only have one block, scoot it over the other side. I'll have two. Remember, you don't need a block. Let's set the foundation for Virabhadrasana, other side. Left leg, right leg. So turn the right leg slightly in. Open the right arm, shoulder down. Turn the left foot forward. Open the front arm, left arm, and now bend the knee, tracking it. As we know, sometimes it falls inward. Kind of deepen into your warrior. Okay, just go there. Reaching outward, it can be a hand or a forearm. The backhand, your right arm folds behind the back, the palm is open. As you shift your weight up, not collapsing, but lengthening, hold the top shoulder back. Leave the right hand behind, straighten the front arm, turn the palm up. Exalted warrior with hand behind your back. Return to warrior two. Shift forward. Front hand either comes inside the ankle, or if you're using a block. Back arm comes up, and if possible, over. Breathing. As you come back up into warrior two, turn the front palm up and straighten the front leg. Lift the ribs. Exalted warrior. Release your arms, turn your toes forward. Let the hands bind behind you. That can be a clasp or a laced finger. Roll the shoulders back, forward fold. Hands to the small of the back, squeeze your legs, mindfully rise, watch your blood pressure. And walking your feet together. Okay. So standing balance pose, this will be the standing pigeon pose. I have a wall behind me. These things are rather spiky, so I'll have to shift if I were to use the wall. I'm not going to stand against it. I just want to be there as I do this if my hips needed a little support. Now you can also take one, or maybe for some of you 2 blocks, or maybe bringing a chair back or a chair seat in front of you. So I will demonstrate, and then we'll each do a side. We'll do each side. So I'll just leave those there. So I'm just going to quickly show you as you get yourself set up that we will kind of go through the standing tree pose, but my foot is above my ankle. My arms will lift and palms will join. As the hands come to my heart, my standing knee bends and I lean forward, and I may want to stay here, or I may want to put my hands down on the block, or I may be able to put my hands down on the floor. Then when I'm done, my arms will go back up over my head, a little bit wobbly, and then the hands will come to the heart, and I'll do the other side. Now if I had a wall behind me, if I were here, as I went forward, if I felt a little wobbly, I have it to just kind of catch me. So you can use the wall. It's mostly about the hips, so less about the balance. Use the balance element if you need it. So hopefully you have your chair or your blocks or a wall set up, and we'll just begin. Start in Tadasana, knowing how important the bandhas are. Let's stand on your right foot. Open your left knee and place the left foot above the right knee. So you're like a 4. Both arms rise as you breathe in, palms touch. As you breathe out, the hands to the heart, the hips go back, the standing knee bends. You lean forward, you maybe pause, or you continue moving wherever that takes you. If your hands went to the floor, you're going to open them out as you rise up, joining the palms together, placing the hands at the heart, uncrossing your leg, kinda, sorta. Other side. Bending the right knee as you stand on the left leg. Place the ankle above your thigh, on your thigh above your knee. Open the arms towards sky, lift, join the palms, bend the standing knee, hips go back, chest goes forward, pause here, going further if you wish, and breathe. Gathering your bandhas, releasing your arms, rising up, joining the palms, placing them at your heart, returning to Tadasana. Once more on side 1. Stand on your right foot, bring the left foot above the knee, open it, reach, join, and fold. Rising to open the arms, joining them overhead. Opening your right leg, placing it. returning Tadasana. Check in with your shoulders. I feel the need to kind of roll my hips around after that. So we're going to come down and do some core. You may have found that second time to be a little easier as your body gets accustomed to what you're asking it to do. So I'll move my blocks off. Remember, when I ask you to sit or stand, try not to use your hands, but if you need to, of course you need to. So we come down. We're going to start in a seated fashion. I'm facing the short end of my mat, and my knees will be bent. Hands away. I can hold in front of my knees, or I can hold behind, as you wish. Bandhas, engage, heart lifts up. Did you see the difference in my posture? So here's where I could be. This is kind of a slouching. Here's where you should be. So if going back is bothersome to your back, leave your hands on your knees and go back and come forward. If you'd like a little more, put the hands behind the knees, going back and coming forward. So I say breathe out when you're going back, breathe in when you're coming up. We'll just do a bunch. Just do a bunch. So pick your position, take your breath in, and begin. Twice more. Now come on down on your elbows, and I will give you an option. My neck is okay remaining on my elbows, but it might not be for you. You might want to either slide a pillow and lay all the way down, or just lay all the way down. Here's what will happen. My legs are already where they should be. The movement is from my hip. It is not straighten the knee, bend the knee. It's move the leg from the hip so the knee remains, it's like it's in a cast, remains the same configuration. Now we'll move each leg independently and then simultaneously. If you feel that you're beginning to sink into your shoulders or your neck is straining, just put your head down and you can do the same thing. This is me being me. Bandhas, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana action. So you lift one leg, you lightly set it down, then you lift the other leg. The foot on the floor is very soft, not heavy. Be invested in your breath. The inhale on the lift, the exhale on the lower. So I'm going to move on to where both legs are moving simultaneously. If you find that's a bit much for your back, just keep doing this one. through going slow. Pause if you need to. Let both knees stay up. For those of us on the elbow, make your way down onto your back. Arms open to the side. Careful your knees don't come too close. Place the knees as close together as you can, or put a block between them. Let the legs drop toward the floor on one side and toward the floor on the other side. Check your alignment for knee placement, not too close to your chest. If you're finding this to be a bit easy, instead of the arms to the side, hold the arms up over your chest. A bit different. Once more to each side, please. Then bringing the knees to get up to your chest but apart, so it relaxes your low back. Here's where you can circle your ankles. It won't matter which one, but hold on to one leg. You can either set the other foot down on the floor to make it a bit easier, or you can extend the leg straight out, doesn't matter. Leg that you're holding is going to straighten. This is not a straight leg. It needs to fully straighten, even if it's here, even if you have to do this. Having a straight leg. Now I advise you to feel that low back not press into the mat. That causes your tailbone to lift up. Drop the tailbone. Have a little space under your low back. Switch out your legs, so one leg is down and one leg is straight, 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 straight. Check your low back, it's not pressed down. There's a little bit of an arch. Still breathing. Be mindful of the next move as that bottom leg comes up to join the top leg. Squeeze the legs together. Place the hands behind your head Head can be down or head can be up as you wish. Elbows are not back, not forward, they're in between. I'm going to lower my legs very slowly. If in the course of your legs going down together, you begin to feel this is not good for your back, it's okay. As the legs are going down, you can split one leg off ahead of the other and then trail the other leg down second. Don't speed, breathe, and lower. Once your feet are down, move your right foot to the edge of the mat and cross your left foot, if it's comfortable, over the right leg. If it's not comfortable, just move it up against the right leg. Move your head to the right side as well. So if you saw yourself from above, you'd be in a crescent shape. My hands are still behind and my head is down on the floor in my hands. Bring your head back center. Offload or move your left leg to the right edge of your mat. Move your right leg over or across, if that feels okay for your back. Then move your head also to the left side of the mat. So you're kind of a curve shape. Releasing your torso back, uncrossing or bending the knees. Now if you have a blanket, a towel, a pillow, or what I do with my blocks, or a block, we're going to do supported bridge pose. If you have a block, there's 3 ways to use it. The flattest side is what I would recommend. Some people might want it on the edge. I think this one's a bit much for restorative, but suit yourself. So I'll probably use this. If you don't have a block, that's okay. Take a pillow. If it doesn't give you enough support, double that pillow up, and then you're going to elevate your hips on it. It's restorative bridge pose. So I take my block, I'm on my back, my knees are bent, I do a bridge, so I lift up my hips, then I slide that block into the sweet spot. So the sweet spot, not in your back, not in your bum, supporting the sacrum of the low back. Now you can turn your palms up and be restorative, or you can stretch your arms over, wherever that feels appropriate, and the feet are parallel. And so while this, as you're getting set up, while this may feel passive, I want you to feel the energy off the thighs going outward, and that the legs will not splay open. They still carry energy. Palms up, bringing things in, palms down, grounding. So our hips are elevated. We're going to bring one knee at a time up. Those of us on blocks, make sure you don't feel it digging into your back. Those of you on a nice squishy pillow, make sure you have a little bit of elevation or lift in your hip, or take a towel and roll it up. So here's what we're going to do. Support ourselves with our hands so the palms will be down. Visualize a diagonal line so that one leg pushes outward while the other knee pulls inward, and then switching. Not to confuse it with a bicycle. This is a push-pull, so I push outward, and then I push outward. The more important leg is the pulling inward of the leg, rather than the pushing out leg. Use a strong breath on the effort of motion. Depending on how your back feels, you're going to leave both legs out at the diagonal. If that's too much, move them upward a little bit. If that's too easy, move them down, and then you're just going to go a little bit up and a little bit down. You may be in that in-between place. You may be a little bit lower. And then we're going to start opening the legs. So as my legs come to me, the legs will separate. Then they will go out and join together. These are small circles. Find the breath that supports the movement. Pause, go the other way. Both legs go outward, separate, come back up, join, press forward, separate. Bandhas. And lower the feet mindfully to the floor, toe, ball, heel. Press into the feet, stay in your bridge pose, come off your pillow, blanket, towel, or block. If you can, slide it away. Unsupported bridge pose, if you want to sneak those shoulders in and go a little bit higher, feel free. If you're good where you are. If your shoulders are in, unsnug them and come down the upper part of the back, then the middle part of the back, the lower part of the back, and pause a moment. Roll to one side or the other, it won't matter which one. Come up on your elbows, so we're facing one another, hopefully. Knees are forward. You can lay down on your side, but I think this one's good. Top leg comes up, hand goes over your knee, grab hold of your ankle, and then you're gonna hold the leg. Like if I didn't hold the leg, I'm holding my leg. If I didn't hold the leg, it would fall down. So heavy leg. The leg goes back, I lean forward. Make sure your knee is not pointing upward. So once I got it, I drop my knee, I push the foot back, I feel the weight of my leg heavy in my hand, and I'm leaning forward. What you should feel is the front of your thigh. Heavy leg, heavy leg. Fun dozen breath, bring that knee forward. I'm just going to move my head that way. You can roll over and just listen to me, but I'm going to set up on the other side. So I'm on an elbow, anchored, the knees are forward of my torso. Pick up the top leg, slide my hand over the knee, down the shin to the ankle. Lower the knee, heavy foot. As the foot pushes back, I lean forward. And then heavy leg. So if you let go of the foot, it falls. Keep seeking. Heavy leg, heavy leg. Undoes and carry the leg back, and then finally for the inner thigh. Put yourself in a place where you're not going to hit a wall. So for me, that means I turn to face the wall. I'll bring my feet up. I can hold my feet, my ankles, or my inner thighs. Inner thighs are the easiest. Calves and ankles a little more challenging. And then some people do a 2-finger lock and open. Remember to keep that arch in your back and that the legs are straight. So any configuration that works for you. Slowly release. Make your way to a seated position. Before we go to Shavasana, a little bit for our neck. So you can sit on a pillow, a blanket, a block, a chair, a little bit for the upper traps. Then we have Shavasana. So you want your head sitting properly on the shoulders. With everything we do in life, it tends to go here. So head up, let it fall. If you feel this is not enough, whichever side is open, the opposite side that you're leaning to, that arm can go behind your back if you need more. If you're good here, just be good here. Relax your jaw. Move your chin toward the shoulder on the direction it's leaning, looking toward the floor. Move your chin towards your chest. Move your chin to the other shoulder and look at the floor. Looking down. Turning your face forward, leaving your ear falling toward the shoulder of the other side. And you'll see I have my hand behind, you don't have to. soft face. Slowly bring your hands to right the head and fingertips to the back of the head. Let the head fall back into the support of your hands, and if this bothers some to one shoulder, one hand will do. And just gaze outward, or if it's okay, look upward. I am not crunching in my neck. You could put a hand into the nape of my neck. This is me just lifting my face. Let the hands do the heavy lifting of your head back. Now I invite you to set yourself up for Shavasana, a very important part of our practice. Bring a blanket if your space is chilly, a pillow if you want. If you've got 2 blocks, you can elevate the legs, or if you've got a chair or something, you can set your feet up on the chair. So if you need to put something back on, I think I'll put my little socks back on. It was warm there for a while, but then, you know, we slow ourselves down and the body begins to cool. So this quiet time, it's kind of been a quiet day today, is going to be our practice of doing nothing. So you're going to surrender your body onto Mother Earth in a way that's comfortable. We know the traditional corpse pose is legs fully extended. That's always good for your back. So feel free to lay on your belly or your side, or with your knees bent, or with the pillow stuck under your knees. And then again, the arms can be open, being receptive, or being grounded. And then just feel the weight of your body surrender. Maybe shift your attention to your breath as a way to slow things down. As things slow down, inevitably thoughts wander into my mind. If they wander into yours, this is the practice of Shavasana, to quiet the mind when it wants to be busy. Find a place, perhaps in nature, to put your attention, sitting at the beach, out on the mountains, by a river. Take these few moments for yourself, waiting for the singing bowl. Let this time be yours. So there, the singing bowl asks you to come back from that quiet place, that quiet moment that you may have had. Wiggling the fingers and toes to awaken that body. Staying as you are, rolling to your side as you wish. Our thoughts today is a Chinese proverb about the miracle of life. The miracle is not to fly in the air or to walk on water, but to walk on the earth. To be born, to grow, to walk among the wonders of nature, to live a life of dignity, humor, and grace. This is the miracle of existence. The complexity and possibility of our lives can fill us with awe, and we should never take the miracle of life for granted. And so thought for us, today I will remember how extraordinary even my ordinary life is. Go ahead, bring yourself up to a seated position. I feel that's true for me, and maybe for you. So as we sit nice and tall and mindful, knowing this was kind of more a quiet internal practice without all my jabbering, less of my jabbering. We take all those internal gifts that we gave to ourselves and carry on for our day. As you let those arms stretch out and up, joining the palms, and we always like to say that word that means the goodness in me honors the goodness in you, and so say, Namaste. Thank you so much for tuning in or watching this recording later. I'm glad that we got to do this. Makes me feel good. And so if you ever have any questions or issues, reach out to me by email or text. I'll be here next Monday. The only thing is, next Monday, I'll be a little bit older. So come do yoga on my birthday. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you Monday.